Welcome to Create Your Vibrant Life podcast. This is your host, Padma Ali. And today we are on episode number 79. And after a long time, I'm actually recording a podcast. And if you're wondering, because you've been listening to podcasts every week, all those were recorded a month and a half ago, because if you're following me for any time, you know that I just recently moved across the country. So after long, I'm actually picking up the microphone, and I tell you, people, it was a mixed bag. Part of me was like, I don't have anything to talk about. And the other part of me was like, I'm so excited to pick up the microphone again, because there is something so precious about sharing wisdom that I have accumulated over my own experiences or working with people and with clients. And so it's very exciting to see, to show the transformations that have come through, right? Because that's what I'm sharing on every episode, which is transformation. Like how you can continue to transform your life. So welcome to episode number 79 of the Create Your Vibrant Life podcast. And if you are an avid listener, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful for you. And if you feel called to, please leave a review, because it will help reach a lot of people. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. I'm so honored that you're here. You're choosing to spend your time listening to this and being inspired by this. And I invite you to go and listen from episode number 1, because even though they don't necessarily build on one another, there's a lot of nuggets that you will pick up along the way that will bring us to where we are today. So welcome, my friends. Welcome, visionaries. I'm so excited you are here. Hello, visionaries. Welcome to Create Your Vibrant Life podcast, where you can create the life you desire by tapping into your inner wisdom. I'm your host, Padma Ali. I'm widely known in the field of psychology to create long-lasting transformation. And now I'm here to help you create the life you desire using a combination of neuropsychology and ancient healing practices. This podcast is for you, evolved, overachieving leader who's ready to unlock your highest potential. I'm here to guide you through a process of self-discovery to be the creator of your destiny. And you can do all of that by just taking aligned actions, tapping into the power of your brain, your inner wisdom, and ancient practices. So stay tuned, folks. I am so delighted you are here. Hey guys, as you start listening to this podcast episode, I just have to put a warning here. You might hear background noise. We're in a tiny Airbnb after we moved here to Sedona, Arizona, which is just incredible. Beautiful, beautiful place. I am so grateful to be here. And it is not very convenient being in a small Airbnb while we're looking for a permanent home. And if I let convenience dictate my life, I would probably be sitting under a blanket for a long time. So here we go, people, imperfect and all. Here is the podcast episode for you, because life is imperfect. And like I even said right in the beginning of the intro, that part of me was excited to get back on the mic. And part of me was like, I don't have much to say. Again, if you let something like that hold you back, it is going to stop you from doing a lot of things. I know that I have very avid listeners who wait for the podcast episode to be released every week, loyal listeners, and for their sake, I have to just do this. Or not I have to, I want to do this, because what I share is making an impact. And this is what I wanted to bring to you all today. It's going to be a pretty short episode. But what I'm going to bring to you guys, and what you're going to discover for yourself, is like how you can relate this to your own life. This sense of, what do I have to contribute? I notice this a lot, specifically with my female clients. There's a reluctance to shine their light, to stand in their power. And they are super powerful women. They can create anything they want. And yet I see so many of my women clients holding themselves back. It's almost like they feel they have to be someone else in order to be heard, to be seen, to be recognized. And what the work I do with them often is about, can you let your light shine? And for that, we have to clear out so much conditioning. And the conditioning comes not only from childhood experiences, but also from society. And if you are a believer of this, which I am, of past life, some of the work that I've done with some of my women clients, I'm going to go a little esoteric on you guys. Some of you may relate to it and some of you might not, but this is the things I have to bring to the table because this is me and I can't shun these things off. Some of the work when I do, and especially when I do energetic clearing, is about past life clearing. Some of these women have been very powerful in their past lives, and their power either has been abused or they have been shunned because of their power. So what happens is that you bring in that imprint into this lifetime where there's a fear of standing in your power because of what it could imply, what it could mean in this lifetime. Whether you'll be shunned by society, whether you'll be ostracized, or whether you might abuse that power yourself and then it might turn into something dark, maybe. So this is just one aspect of it, but I have to bring this to the table because a lot of times we just focus on, in this lifetime, this is what's happening. Like, why can't I do this? And why am I not doing that? What I notice with some of these women is that they go all the way. They're ready to fly. And then right at the edge of the cliff, they hold back. They pull themselves back because they are terrified of what it could imply. And when we do these clearings on an energetic level, they realize that it's okay. It's okay to be powerful. It's okay to step into your power. It's okay to fly. It's okay to be who you are, because that's what the world needs. Right now, if you're like most people, you're probably noticing how chaotic things still are, with all the pandemic still happening. There's just a lot of unrest I sense in the force. I'm bringing my very cuckoo self to you today. I love Star Wars. I love sci-fi. So there's a disturbance in the force. That's what it feels like to me. It's chaotic. And what I notice is it's so easy to get caught up in that chaos. And then the clients, my clients generally are so heart-centered. They want to impact the world. There's like a desire to lead, and yet they hold back because they get caught up in what is expected of them. They get caught up in what they think they should be versus who they are. And I can relate to it too. For the longest time I used to hold back. I would only show certain aspects of me to certain people, and very few people really knew who I am. And honestly, guys, I don't know who I am. Like, who knows? We all know just a sliver of ourselves or what we think we are. But there's so much more to us. There's so much more that we don't even know about ourselves, or what we are capable of. And this past year for me has demonstrated how much I'm capable of. And I have to pause. It's very easy to keep going forward, go, 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 go. But I've had time, I've taken time to pause and really give myself the credit to say, wow, I followed my intuition. I moved the family across the country, got my kids settled up in a school. Of course, I had the help of my husband, but still, it was a lot of things I got done by myself. And so to give myself that credit, or when I look back on my illness, when I was told that I couldn't get better, that I would have to I would have to live a mediocre life for the rest of my life, that I would be dependent on medications for the rest of my life. This is what I was told. I would probably never have children, is what I was told. But look where things are. So to really recognize your own strength and see what you're capable of. And the reason I'm sharing this, again, related to your own life, notice where in your life you have overcome obstacles. Have you given yourself credit for that? Have you taken the time to celebrate who you are? And the next question I have for you is, where in your life are you still holding back? Where in your life are you not allowing yourself to shine your light because you think that is not what the world is looking for, that's not what people are looking for, that's your friends will reject you, your family will reject you, or they will judge you? Where in your life are you holding yourself back? What if you allowed yourself to shine? What if you allowed yourself to just fly? What if you took that leap? What do you think would happen? I really invite you to take some time to write these things down, because it will shed a lot of light to you where fear is holding you back. Fear is always about the future based on past experiences. The future that hasn't happened and the past that doesn't exist. That's what fear is about. And you have to choose. Are you going to let that dictate your current life and your future? Or are you going to choose something that is going to allow you to create the life you want? You're the only one who can decide that. So I invite you today to sit back, ponder, reflect. Where in your life are you holding back? Is it in your relationship? Is it at work? Who would you like to be? If you could be yourself everywhere, how would you show up? And where in your life are you holding back? And what excuses are you giving? The excuses I hear, it's confusing. I don't know who I am. I don't know what my strengths are. I don't know what are my gifts. That are excuses. I'm sorry to call it for what it is. Those are just excuses. That's what you're telling yourself. What if you change that narrative? Stand in your power and see what happens, because there's someone waiting for you to stand in your power that will inspire another person to stand in their power. And especially you women listening to the podcast. This is specifically for you, because this is the place where I notice that the most. So this is a lot for you to just ponder and think about. So share with me what comes up for you when you think about shining your light. You are capable of far more than you think you are. And when you don't have what you want, then you know that there's something that's holding you back. And some of these beliefs are so unconscious. I used to have a belief that I somehow couldn't have a thriving business and take care of my kids at the same time, because I had certain values that I wanted to bring in to raising my children. And I felt like I wouldn't have the time or the energy to be with them and run a successful business. I've totally debunked that. Yes, I've had to get help. I've had to reevaluate my value system. I've had to reevaluate what was important to me. But I made it happen. And I heard the same from another client just yesterday. She's like, "Oh, I know I want to do this, but I don't know if I can take care of my kids and do that." I was like, "Wow, these beliefs hold us back, consciously or unconsciously holds us back." Another common one that I hear is, if I do that, they are going to get offended. So my first question to my clients is like, who are they? Who are they that you're giving your power away to? And who cares? Even if they judge you, you know what I tell my clients when they think that someone's going to judge them? What other people think of you is not your business. It is not. It's not your business what they think of you. That's their story. That's the story they're telling about you, which is not even about you. Like when you point your finger at someone, where are the other 3 fingers pointed towards? You, right? Exactly. So anytime you are judging someone or someone's judging you, remember, it's not about that other person. It's about what are you? If you're judging yourself too. If they are judging you, they're judging themselves, not you. So what would it take for you to let it all go and stand in your power? And what is power? Power, when I've asked people about what power is, most people think about abuse of power. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being yourself, the unique you that you are. And I notice this again as a theme with most of my female clients, women clients, is this reluctance to stand in their power. And when we dig deeper, and I usually do energetic clearing off that, whatever that block is, I have seen themes that come up. One is they've been told that they can't do something. From a very young age, that's the message that they've gotten, either from society or their primary caregivers, that they're not capable of doing things on their own. They have to be dependent on someone, or they cannot do something. It's very, very subtle, but these messages are so powerful. They are given the message that who they are is not enough. It's not good. It's too much. That's another thing I hear. You are too much. And I picked up that message about myself, like I am too much. And it translates into, oh, if I stand in my power, I'm going to be too much for someone else. So better shut my light down. The other theme I notice is it takes my clients back to past life experiences. You may or may not believe in past lives. I do, and I bring that to my work, and I have to bring all of me here, so here you go. In a past life, either they have been shunned for how powerful they are, or they have abused that power. So there's a fear of that power. And so in current life circumstances, there's they bring that imprint, right? Like we bring our imprints from each lifetime into our current life existence. And that imprint, that memory lingers. So unless that's cleared, it continues to hold my clients back. And if you're holding yourself back, that's probably one of the many reasons that could be holding you back from shining your light, from stepping into your power. So as you ponder on these questions, I'm going to leave you with a very powerful statement. If you are the type of person who wants to make an impact in the world, think about the impact you're going to have on someone else when you shine your light, and not think about yourself. Because when you think about yourself, you're getting caught up in your ego. Like, how do I prove myself? How do I show that I am good? Right? Like, that's all ego talk. When you shine your light, you're actually giving someone else permission to shine their light. And then just imagine like what everyone stands in their own power and is empowering each other and the world. You rise together. And isn't that what we need in the world today with all the chaos happening? So I invite you to ponder on these questions, and I'm going to leave you with it's safe to be powerful, especially if you're a woman who has held yourself back. It is safe to be who you are. So I'm going to leave you with that today, and it's a shorter episode. By next week, I'm going to get my bearings back, and we will have longer episodes back to our usual theme of inspiration and transformation. And I love feedback from you all, so continue to DM me or share with me your takeaways and your comments, and share questions with me too, because that is another way that sparks my brain to work, and I can share more when you ask questions, when you share information about what you want me to talk about. Thank you all, and I will connect with you next week.
Thank you so much for listening. I have a request for you. If you found value, chances are that your friends and family will too. So if you can leave a positive review on iTunes, it will help reach so many more people. And if you have any topics or questions you would like me to feature, please send them to support@padmaali.com. And lastly, please share your takeaways and breakthroughs with me on Instagram @Padma Ali. Thank you so much for tuning in.